Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and today we're going to take a closer look at this little Micro Lineman Plier from Knipex. This is the 0805110, and it is a tiny little guy. Knipex calls this the Mini Combination Plier. They say it's 4 1/4 inches. Seems a little on the short side. When I put it up on here, you could see it's about 4 3/4 inches, so not sure where they're measuring their length. Anyway, it puts it in the realm of a pair of snap-on ignition pliers that I've been interested in, but I hadn't quite found a use for them if they're nothing but the flat jaw all the way out. But I like the size. This is a very light plier. They've got their comfort grip handle on it, which I think is a necessity in something like this. But it really does perform well. It's a very small jaw. It's a little over 6 millimeters, I believe, or about 1/4 inch in American here for the thickness. And it has three basic functions. It's got a nice set of cutting knives with a big opening, recessed opening, so you can manipulate your workpiece a little bit better. It's got the rounded jaw with the coarse broaching there, so you can see. You could grab a bolt or nut or a tube. As long as it's not that big. There's my finger. And then it's got the standard flat or parallel jaws with a single direction for the gripping surface. And I've heard that that's because technicians want control over whether or not a wire is scored when they're grabbing it. So this gives a little bit of control, whereas a crosshatch pattern actually does tend to gouge into the wire no matter what, like a file. Anyway, what I like about this is it's got some tremendous EDC capabilities. Look at this. Here is the kind of the classic EDC plier. This is the Knipex 8701-125, or the Mini Cobra. You can see it's actually bigger. These two weigh, they're within 1/10 of a gram of each other in weight. So they are super light pliers. This one here, if I grab a magnet, you can see that the metal inside the handle goes all the way to the end. So they're solid made. The cutting on these, the cutting knives, super smooth. You know, you can see this. Can I do Romex? Let's see. Where'd I put my Romex? Here's some. We'll grab a chunk of this guy and see what happens. So this particular stuff looks like 12, grounded 12. So if I slice around, let me show you, I guess, with these two. So anything larger, you know, you can snap on through. This one, if you can see that, it doesn't really have a, you know, even the knives fully covering the wire here, so you got to work your way around. But can it be done? Yeah, with a little effort, sure. There we go. So you can cut through it if you had to, I guess. Is that what it's for? No. What's it for? I don't know. You tell me. It's as an EDC plier. What I decided I'm going to start doing is putting together an ultralight toolkit. This one's about 20 grams lighter than this, but you can see, and this thing is microscopic. You're talking about apparently a 10 millimeter. It seems like it's more than that, though. This says it's 110. This is a 100, I think. Yeah, 100, but must have some measurement maybe to the metal of the handle unfinished. But anyway, this particular guy is super light. This is sort of an industry standard. This is a nice smooth finish on this. It's less grippy than the standard Cobra dipped handles. Fits great in the hand. It is wider and thicker. Somebody in a previous video asked about blade thickness or the jaw thickness. These two are pretty much the same. As far as the thickness here, this is definitely smaller. I can't remember what the actual, I guess I can get my tools out here. Turn this thing on. So this is in millimeters, so I'm looking at about 3.7 and about 6.1 and about 6.6. So this is just a hair thicker, under a millimeter, half millimeter. I've heard people carry things like this in motorcycle toolkits, where in a motorcycle, you've got limited space as well as needing something light. And it kind of got me thinking, I might, just for fun, little exercise, build out what I'm going to call the 1K toolkit, or the 1 kilogram toolkit. So this thing was a little over 80 grams. So this is maybe 1/12 of the toolkit in weight. So that gives you an idea of where I'm headed. Something like this at 60 grams, this is like 1/18 of the toolkit weight. A kilogram is about the weight of a quart of water. And that's so easy to do. It's probably a pound is a little under half a kilogram. So something like that, I'm already over halfway there. So I decided I'd play around with some of these smaller tools and see what their limits are, see how handy they are. It's when I think of Leathermans and other kinds of multi-tools, I often want the plier. That's really the thing I'm after. I have a better knife. Yes, the knife comes in handy, but sometimes I just sacrifice the whole multi-tool and get a good pair of pliers. So I'm always on the lookout for some, and that's how these wound up on my radar. As you move up, you go more to standard tool pliers. This is what I would expect to pull out of my toolkit. This one's on the smaller side, but definitely functional. And if you look at the blade, or the jaw, you've got a grown-up jaw here. That's a full-sized adult right there, whereas this one's just a little kid, or maybe a teenager. But it really does work. Compare this to a Leatherman, and this is, to me, so much better of a plier. So if I want a plier, I want a plier. If I want a multi-tool, then I'll go with a Leatherman. But if I'm building out a toolkit, what I don't want is to build in tools that are kind of like also-rans or close enoughs. I'm looking for the right tool to fill that space in the toolkit. Anyway, I'm also doing these videos. Some have pointed out I'm not an electrician. I hoped I made that clear a long time ago, but I can't find information on some of these tools. I get the Knipex corporate videos with the loud music. I want to see people actually handle them so I can get an idea of what it looks like in the hand. Close-ups, of different aspects. This thing was $36 on Amazon. That's a chunk of change. And to not see it in anyone's hand, to know for sure, or to see it compared to other things, or doing something, or against a tape measure, or compare it to some other knowns. Here's a big Klein Journeyman 2000 series lineman, just to get a feel for what I'm in for. So that's one of the reasons I'm doing these videos. Not necessarily to show you how to use them, but to show you what the products are actually like, and then to make some suggestions about its function or position in the toolkits that I'm building or the jobs that I've got. So anyway, there it is, the Knipex 08, 05, 110. This to me is a Micro Lineman Plier, or Mini Combination Plier from Knipex. And with that, Doc out.